YouTube channel, or welcome if you're new. Make sure y'all hit the subscribe button before y'all even start listening to the video. Go ahead and hit subscribe and like the video, even though y'all ain't even finished watching yet. Before I start talking about how I found out I was pregnant, I want to do a little advertising. So I got this cup right here, this Lowe's cup with some hot chocolate in it. I got this hot chocolate from Vondra, aka @MixedChick on Instagram. I'm gonna put her social media on the screen somewhere, but she has hot cocoa bombs. I'm not sure of her solid price, but I did catch her on Facebook. She was doing 2 for $5, 1 for $3, I think. So if you're down here and you wanna, get in the spirit of the holidays and you like hot chocolate and you wanna taste some, or just, get you some. I've been sipping on it a little bit and it is good, but I do want to give y'all some sips on the camera so y'all can see that it really is good and I actually am drinking it. But hold on, it's hot though. So it's good though. Yeah, I'm gonna be telling y'all this story about how I found out I was pregnant. It's not that long of a story, ain't nothing too crazy, but I do know some people did put in my questions that they want to know. So I'm gonna tell y'all. For starters, I found out that I was pregnant on Mother's Day 2021, obviously. So where should I start it? Ooh, that's really good though. We're gonna start off with a little background though. So a couple weeks leading up to when I found out I was pregnant, on Mother's Day of this year. So me and my friend Caitlin, we have the same period. TMI, but we have the same period and have had the same period for a while. So my closest friends, so it's kind of awkward that we do share the same exact period, like on the same days. But every month, our periods come on at the same time. Like, I'll FaceTime her, we'll be texting or something. She'll be like, bitch, I'm cramping, my stomach cramping. I'm like, bitch, me too. It's that time of the month. Like, this month, me and Kat was on the phone one day. She was telling me about how she was fed up, her period came on. And I'm like, damn, bitch, I ain't seen mine yet. I wasn't really tripping because sometimes at the beginning of the month, like, mine are delayed. Like, I have, like, cramps and stuff like that. But I won't be, like, showing nothing. So I won't trip it too hard on myself just yet. But her period came on, mine didn't. That was the first red flag that I peeped. Okay, y'all, I literally had to just go buy some storage for my phone because it kept cutting off as I'm trying to talk, and that was making me mad. But where was I at? Being that my period had started being regular for like 2 years going on straight, and it's been coming on the beginning of the month, and now it ain't coming on. So red flag number 1. Second red flag, I kept telling my friend Krista and Sarah them, like, every morning I wake up, I just would feel bad, like, and sometimes I be just nauseous for no reason in general, mainly because I was a smoker, like a really heavy smoker, and like I wouldn't like necessarily eat all the time like I should. So I would be nauseous sometimes, especially if I ain't smoked. But I was waking up in the morning like feeling bad, like not even wanting to get up type bad. Then I just started like throwing up. I'm not a throw up person. I don't be throwing up food. Like, if I don't like it, I'm not the type of person just be throwing up. And I kept texting Kristen and Sarah in the group chat like, bitch, I keep throwing up. Like, what's going on? Like, as I was talking to my friends about me not feeling good and everything, I was also talking to my mom, telling her the same thing, because me and her, like, now that I'm grown, I just feel like it's just some stuff that I normally would feel uncomfortable talking to her about. I could just text her and tell her. So I kept telling her, like, Mom, another day I don't woke up, I don't feel good, I'm sick. I had some incidents the couple months and year prior of me going to Duke on multiple occasions, like stomach ulcers, food poisoning, me just being sick, like, and they couldn't figure out like what was going on, like why I kept having these like stomach pains and throwing up and being sick and stuff. So she thought it was that. So she told me to go to urgent care, and I did. I got my friend Zayla to take me, and they thought it was food poisoning too. So, you know, my mama kind of already knew I was having symptoms. So the week before Mother's Day, I had kind of told mama like, all right, I think I want to take a test. And she was like, take one then. But she wasn't really like saying too much. She was just like, take one and let me know. So a couple days before Mother's Day, before I came home, that's when I told all my friends, like I said, that I was gonna take a test. So I came down to my hometown, and I came to my mama's house, and I told mama that I had 2 tests. I had bought 2 cheap ones, like the little dollar ones, and I took one of them, but it came back inconclusive, I guess, because it didn't give me no answer. Well, it did, but it just was like, I don't know, it was doing some weird shit, so I didn't know if that was accurate or not. So I had went to my aunt's house in between this time. I was chilling up there or whatever, and I had took the other test, which is also like a little cheap one. And at first it was one line, so you know I'm sitting there with my aunt and them, and I'm like, oh, I'm turned. I told my little cousin Trey, I was like, oh yeah, I'm lit. Yeah, one line, I ain't pregnant. I told everybody who was sitting there, I was like, yeah, I beat pregnancy. It ain't get me. I ain't got. And then like literally like 5 seconds later, I'm looking at it, and that's when the second line started fading up, y'all. And I was like, and my aunt was like, what? And I was like, I think there's a second line popping up, but it was really, really, really faint. I'm gonna insert that test because I still have the picture from that test. It was really, really faint. So I was like, okay, well, I don't know if I want to trust that. So I told him, I was like, I'm about to leave right now. I'll see y'all another time. I'm about to go figure this shit out. So I texted my mom, and I was like, I'm finna go to Walgreens and get some more tests. So I could see, I sent her the picture of the one that I took, and she sent like the little what you call face, and she was like, yeah, take some more and let me know. So that's when I had called my son godmom Naya, and then I had called my cousin, and I told them like, so one of y'all meet me at Walgreens. It was my cousin who met me because I think Naya was busy. My cousin met me down there, and we got the test, and I took him in Walgreens bathroom. Well, I took one of them in Walgreens bathroom. It came with 2 in the pack, and one of them was like, it's gonna say pregnant or not pregnant, and then the other one I think was like positive or negative. But it was 2 different tests, but say 2 different things. So the one I took in Walgreens was the pregnant or not pregnant one. I took the test and I gave it to her, and I was like, you look at it. I ain't gonna look at it. When the results pop up, don't even say nothing to me. Just like, you know, because at this point, like, I don't even know how to feel. I'm washing my hands, and she was like, Ren, bitch. And I was like, bitch, what? That shit said positive, don't it? She flipped around. I got the picture from this one too, and that shit said pregnant. And I started crying. I started crying in the bathroom, and I was like, bro. Then I rushed out the bathroom. I just ran out of the bathroom. Like, I just walked out like I was mad. Walked out the store, got in the car, and we was just talking. And I was like, bro, that shit really say pregnant. Like, I just know this shit don't say pregnant. Send it to my mama. I think I still have the screenshots. I'm gonna see if I can find them, and I'm gonna put them on the screen. But if I can't find them, then I'll just scroll up in our messages or either type it in my search thing. But I do remember her saying, she sent like a bunch of gifs, like hella pregnant gifs, and she was like, Nuke got a baby in her belly and stuff like that. And I basically was telling her like how I was like scared and stuff. She was like, ain't no need to be scared now or whatever. It was gonna be all good. We all go through it and shit like that. Like, we didn't all have babies pretty much. And she was like, he gonna be good, like, you know. And then she asked me what I wanted to do, and I was like, I don't know if I want to keep it. Like, I don't know what I want to do because I don't know if I'm ready. You know what I'm saying? Like, so that whole day was kind of like, I don't know, a little crazy for me because I had like a couple other things go on that day too, and finding out I'm pregnant on top of all of that was crazy. So I was like, Then I kept telling my friends, like my cousin and them, I was like, I don't know, like, if I want to say anything to his daddy yet, because I don't even know what I want to do for real. And I was in shock. Like, I knew it was a possibility, but at the same time, like, I'm pretty sure y'all ain't planning to be pregnant or nothing. So if y'all was like having a pregnancy scare and y'all took a test and came back positive like that, like y'all probably would be like, what the fuck too. I ain't gonna lie, I didn't want to say nothing at first. That's when my cousin was like, you just need to tell him and stuff. I ended up going back home that same day or whatever. Or either I went back the next day. I'm not sure. I do know I had texted him and told him that I wanted to talk to him about something. And he called me, but I was like, no. He was like, why would you tell me you want to talk about something and I say it? He was like, well, you ain't gonna talk about it then, I don't want to hear it then, type shit. Or whatever. So the next morning, my mom was like, you need to take one again, like with your fresh in the morning pee, like when you first wake up, so that you will know for sure. So I took the other test that was in their box the next morning. And that one ain't take no time coming up. Like, that one, as soon as I peed on the stick, that shit said pregnant, positive. And I took a picture of that one, sent it to my mom. I still got a picture of that one too. And she was like, it's real. And by this point, it was Monday. So she was like, you need to call the doctor and set up an appointment. So I called the doctor in my hometown instead of up in Durham. And I set up an appointment to go to the doctor. I think I went back home that day, but I came back down because the appointment was like 2 days later. When I went back to Durham, that's when me and him finally had the conversation or whatever. I told him. I ain't gonna get into all of that because we talking about how I found out I was pregnant. But yeah, I told him. We was on the phone. I told him. And I was like, yeah, took a test. Shit positive. Or whatever. It ain't funny, but just looking back, and then now I'm a whole 9 months, about to have my baby in 23 days, and it's like, damn. But yeah, then I came back home a couple days later, and I went to the doctor and stuff. She asked me when my last period was, and I told her, like, I didn't have the exact dates, but I do know it was around such and such day and such and such day. She was like, well, since we don't know your exact last day of your period and stuff, we can't give you like a accurate due date until like we give you an ultrasound and stuff like that. But she was like, based off what you telling me your last period was, your due date is gonna be January 8th. And I was like, all right. And they gave me the little purple slip or whatever. They had my due date on it. And that was pretty much that. I went back to the doctor, I think maybe like, she told me that day I was 4 weeks pregnant. So when I went back and did the ultrasound and stuff like that, I was told a different due date, which was January 3rd. And yeah, I got my ultrasound, which I still have in here. I'll put a picture of that too. But I got an ultrasound. It was pretty much nothing. It was just a little peanut at that point, but he was just a little peanut. I'm sorry for speaking like that, but at the time, you know, there was nothing really there to see. He was still like in his embryo phase, I guess you would say. So yeah, and we just set up everything. I moved back home a couple weeks later. I didn't renew my lease. I moved back home. My lease ended July 31st. And my birthday was June 14th. I was still standing down around that time. But like a couple weeks later, I moved out on like the first week of July. So I moved out early. I came back home. I've been home ever since. I do plan on going back, but for now, I've been at home because low key, it rocked my world. I'm weak. Talking about something, it rocked my world. But it did though. I didn't know what to do with myself. If you know, you know. The first like couple months of my pregnancy, I was talking crazy, acting crazy, saying some stupid shit. Didn't know what I wanted to do. Even after the point of when I could have had an abortion or whatever you want to say, I still didn't know what I wanted to do, even though I knew at that point, bitch, you ain't got no choice but to keep the baby. Like, but I just ain't know what to do with myself. I just was shocked because I had just dropped out of school the semester prior. And I was working and stuff, but I don't know, like, I was at a point in life where I was trying to figure myself out, and then that happened. So it just was crazy. But here I am 9 months in, about to have my baby in 23 days or less, and I won't have it no other way. I'm very happy that I decided to keep my son, and I'm excited. I can't wait for him to get here. It ain't been the best experience. I can't say like I have low-key been like sad and depressed for most of it. No, like I don't want to say no particular reason or whatever, but it just, I don't know, it's a lot to go through, and then to experience your first time, and just like you be in your head a lot. And I just went through a lot within myself, so it just been crazy. But these last couple of months has been better. Last couple of weeks have been a lot better. And it's crazy because it's now towards the end. He about to come and it wants to start getting excellent now. But last couple of weeks have been great. I felt great. I ain't gonna lie. Last couple of days in particular, I felt great and happy. And I'm just waiting at this point. My parents, my mom, happy. She never, not once since I told her that I was even considering taking a test, you know, said anything bad or, you know, had no lecture for me or nothing. She has been on board from the jump. Like, she's been happy. This is her first grandchild too, so, and I'm her first child. So she happy. My grandma, at first, I couldn't really tell because she did kind of make a few little remarks or whatever regarding like what I was gonna do, because I had just left school and everything. But she came around. She's happy. This is her first great grandchild. Well, technically, because I consider my cousin Creep my brother too. So for real, like, his daughter is her niece, but I call her my niece, even though she's my little cousin. And she is the first baby to come along in a long time, but mine is the first real great grandchild. My papa that I live with, when I told him, he didn't even know what a pregnancy test was. I had put the pregnancy test on the table. He was like, "What's this?" And I was like, "A pregnancy test." And he was like, "Oh, whose this is?" And I was like, "Mine." He was like, "So what day mean you pregnant?" And I was like, "Yeah." He was like, "Oh, okay. You gonna have a baby?" And I was like, "Yeah." Then I walked away. Then my godmama, surprisingly, she didn't have that much, like, nothing bad to say neither. And I really expected her to be the one that, like, gave me a lecture for real, especially being, like, you know, stuff she's been through, and, like, her being a young mom. Like, she had her first child very young, younger than me. She was a teen mom. So I was expecting her to really get on me, but she didn't. She surprisingly was very, very supportive, and she has been on board since day one as well. My aunties, all of them have been on board, happy, completely. My Aunt Redon in particular has been there literally every step of the way, just like my mama have. Her mama has been great. I wouldn't have it no other way. Who else? Like, my sister and brother, they young, so I mean, ain't really much they could say anyway. But my sister, she's excited. Like, she's one of the people who really has been spoiling the hell out of my son. Like, we can't go nowhere. I don't care if we in freaking Roses. That bitch is in the baby section. We can't go nowhere. She's somewhere. She wandering off, and she in somebody's baby section, and she buying something. She has been spoiling the hell out of Kyrie since she found out. Literally, since she found out. Her and Caitlin were my gender holders in my gender reveal. And since then, she just, when she knew what it was, what the baby was, she just been going crazy. Every time she get paid, she get money, or whatever case may be, she's spending it on Kyrie. And I be telling her, like, girl, like, I mean, it's your money. I can't tell you what to do with it, but it's okay. Like, for one, he don't need all these newborn clothes because he gonna grow out of them fast. But I do appreciate the effort. She's gonna be a great auntie, I can tell. My little brother, I don't know. He ain't had too much to say, but he's the type of person in general. Like, he do him. He lay back. He steady stuff. He ain't had too much to say. Even to this day, he still really has had that not too much to really say for real. I guess it ain't gonna really be too much of a big deal to him until he actually come and he can actually see and hold him. And it's set in his head like, dang, my sister had a baby. But he ain't had too much to say. Creek ain't had too much to say neither. He was just like, it's your turn, shorty, because he had just had his daughter, or he was about to have his daughter and stuff. My cousins, everybody, literally everybody was supportive. Everybody, like, my dad, he was probably like the only one who kind of gave me like a kind of iffy vibe with his reaction, because me and my dad had went a long time without talking. Like a long time. We weren't cool, for real. And I saw him at a family cookout and we had talked. He told me, like, I heard you was pregnant, da da da. And I was like, yeah. And his reaction, he always is the person that kind of try to like lecture and lead you in a certain way, or tell you like what he think is best for you. And I'm not good with that. I'm not gonna lie. When I got my mind made up on something, I don't like to hear what nobody else's opinion is on my decision if it's already made. Especially being that we had just got back cool. We really weren't even back cool at that point. We were just speaking. We had just saw each other for the first time in a long time. And that was what he had to say to me. He was disappointed. And he felt like I should have waited. Which nobody, I don't think, at this age plans to have a baby. But he has came around since then. I do feel like he's excited now. Especially because this is his first grandson. Because my brother has all girls. And other than that, everybody really has been supportive. All my friends from here to Durham to Greensboro to Winston and out of state have been very supportive and have, you know, been there to like listen to me talk shit and complain. All of my friends that I talk to on a regular basis have came through. Even some of the ones that I don't even talk to on a daily basis. Some of the ones that I've only talked to a couple times have came through for Kyrie, and I'm really thankful. At one point in my pregnancy, I really thought I really didn't have nobody, because when you pregnant, it seems like everybody forget about you, or they just feel like, oh, she pregnant, I'm cool on her right now. I'm gonna wait till she had her baby. Or it's just not the same when you pregnant. So a lot of people just don't talk to you. And I did, you know, experience that for like a couple months. I felt like I didn't really have nobody. But after time passed, I realized that I did have a lot of supportive people around me. And I'm thankful for that. I can't wait for my son to come. That's really it for real. Like, that's how I found out I was pregnant. And we got 23 days or less until he comes. I'm excited. I am thankful. I can't say that. I'm very thankful, because the way I felt at first, I did not think I was going to come to this point of feeling like I was going to, you know, make it through. I honestly felt like, man, I don't know if I could do this. But at this point, it's too late to even second guess myself. I do think that I will be a great mother. And nobody perfect. It is my first time being a mother too, so I have to cut myself some slack. I won't be a perfect mom, like, and that's okay, as long as I try my best and do my best now and when he comes to grow towards the woman I want to be, so that I can be there for him in the best way I can. That's all that matters. But yeah, that's how I found out I was pregnant on Mother's Day. Make sure y'all comment, like, and subscribe. Let me know what y'all want to see on my channel. And that goes for anything, vlogs, motherhood, lifestyle, DIY, anything, literally. Because I feel like there's a lot I can't give y'all content-wise. I just been lazy. So, get on my ass in the comments and just let me know what y'all want to see. And I will deliver in the best way that I can. And yeah. Also, follow me on my social medias. All my social medias are NuNuNoATL. My Instagram has an underscore, but my Twitter doesn't. So make sure y'all follow me on Instagram specifically, because that's what I use the most for promoting and stuff like that. And yeah, thank y'all for watching, and I hope to see y'all in my next video. Oh, and make sure y'all get y'all some hot chocolate from Vondra, because I ain't been sipping it as much once I started talking, but it's still warm and it's still good. So get y'all some, because it's busting. Okay, all right.